To start out reading today, friends, remember the paper that we were working on yesterday where we were comparing and contrasting the two stories that we read? There's another part of it that you are probably familiar with, but I think we need to do a quick review. It has a word, and then we have to split it up by its base word and the ending that's added to it. So let's go through these example words that I have here. What's this word? Hunting.
Smelled. Smiled. Laughed. Looking.
Okay, so let's look at the word hunting first. The base word is the main word that they have before they put an ending on it. Can you figure out the base word in hunting? Lucas?
Hunt.
Do you agree with him?
Yes.
You should. He's correct. So then that means, what is the ending they have added to it?
Ing.
The ing. Can you figure out smelled? Everybody, what's the base word?
Smell.
What's the ending?
N-D.
Whoops.
E-D. Smell.
The D, right? The ED.
Mm-hmm.
What about in our next word? What's the base word, everybody?
Smile.
Smile. What did they add to the end of it?
E. No. E.
Just S. Because the word ends with an E. How about laughed? Everyone?
Laugh.
The ending.
E-D.
And then our last one.
Looking.
So what's our base word?
Look.
What's the ending?
Ing.
You remember doing those last year?
Yeah.
I figured that that would be a simple thing to do. All right, so talking about this page then, get this out of your folder. Do you have this one, Reese? Yes. The one that has Pop's Bridge here, and then this bridge will not be gray. I think that was the title of the story we read yesterday on Epic. All right. Yesterday, after we read This Bridge Will Not Be Gray, we started to work on the comparing. So let me okay. Not exactly perfect, but it'll work. So over here, we have Pop's Bridge.
Really thin.
And then here is this bridge, not gray. You get the idea of what story is over here. Okay. In the middle is where we talk about what was similar or the same or alike about those two stories. They both are talking about what? Which bridge?
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Golden Gate Bridge, right? What else do both stories tell us that was the same? Haley? Okay. Both built over, oops. Is that too small to see?
No, not really for me.
I wonder if it can even be seen in the video. But they're both built over the ocean. Safe or dangerous?
Dangerous.
Did both stories talk about there being danger involved?
Yes.
So dangerous. What was dangerous?
Being a skywalker.
Being a skywalker.
Having to go up so high.
Okay, so dangerous jobs or dangerous to build maybe?
Yeah.
Dangerous to build.
You have to have the same ones on as you.
You might have some different ones from the other day
Yeah.
when we worked on it. That's
I
fine.
don't have any more space. I
Yeah,
can't
me
write
neither.
anymore.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go to what's different. Now we're going to contrast the two stories. One story was one genre, the other story was another type of genre. Do you remember which was which? Which one was nonfiction? Which one was fiction? Connor?
The one that was fiction was Pop's Bridge, and the bridge that was will not be gray. This bridge will not be gray. Is nonfiction.
You are correct.
And I was
So-
gonna say the Pop's Bridge, they were painting it as they were building it
Okay.
too, because there were painters painting still.
Okay, so here they were painting as it was built?
Yeah.
And the other story that we read yesterday, this bridge will not be gray. It was already painted.
Yeah. Because they shipped it
Yeah,
When
it
it
was
was-
orange when they were,
shipping.
Yeah.
But it was not orange when they shipped it.
so already painted, I'll say orange. Okay. Are you writing stuff down? Anything else that was different between the two stories?
There were kids more involved in Pop's Bridge than Bridge
So like a lot more characters in the story?
like mainer characters, and then this bridge will not be gray.
More main characters?
Yeah.
Can you think of other things that were different between the two stories? Mhm.
On this bridge will not be gray. They painted it with this like rust kind of like so it helps it not rust.
Okay, so painted so it wouldn't rust. think of that was different about the two stories? Maybe? We can always come back to this like tomorrow too. Okay? Because what we're gonna do today is we're going to reread Pop's Bridge, because it's been a couple days since we've read that. All right, so we're gonna reread Pop's Bridge, and then we'll finish this up, and we'll have, remember the comprehension question on that half sheet of paper that you did yesterday? We'll have another one of those. But what I want to do now, before we do those things, is explain kind of a little game that goes along with Pop's Bridge. Okay, do you see this game board that I'm holding up?
Yeah.
Has the start and the finish. Okay. You'll play this with a partner after we read it, and you'll each have one die. So you'll get one paper and one die. And there's different questions on here. Some of them are not questions. If you roll a 2 on your first one, it says move ahead 3 spaces. Okay, then it takes you to a question. So it's just questions that talk about the story. If you don't know the answer, you won't get to roll again. If you do know the answer, you will roll again and move that many spaces and answer another question. All right. Actually, no. Let's just do one turn at a time, whether you know the answer or not. Okay, so like this first one on here says, why was the bridge called the Impossible Bridge by some people in Pop's Bridge? Why did they call it the Impossible Bridge? Do you remember that? A little bit? Not really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we're gonna reread the story. Okay, another question is, ooh, have we talked about this before? Author's purpose? I know you've probably talked about it in 2nd grade, but I don't think that we have reviewed that in 3rd grade. Let me switch to a different color.
Do we put these back in our folders?
You're gonna need it, so I would leave it out. All right, so author's purpose. I don't know what your 2nd grade teachers referred to it as, but I always said it's pie.
Yeah, they did pie too.
Yeah.
We also
So
did pie in 1st grade.
persuade. Do you remember what the I is?
The waiting illustration.
Inform, like to give information. And the E is,
Entertain.
yes, entertain. So persuade means you're trying to convince the reader to think the way you think about what you're reading. Inform is just, it's like nonfiction. It's giving them information, facts. And then entertain is, it's just kind of a lighthearted story. All right, so it wants you to think about the author's purpose for Pop's Bridge, whether you think it's persuade, inform, or entertain. Now let's switch gears back to yesterday and think about this bridge will not be gray. What was the author's purpose for this bridge will not be gray? Persuade? Are they trying to convince you to think the way they think?
No.
No. Are they informing you?
Yeah.
Did they give us a lot of information?
Yeah.
Or was it an entertaining story? Entertaining stories are usually fiction stories. So what was the author's purpose of this bridge will not be gray?
Inform.
Inform, because it was full of facts. Okay. All right. So, reading Pops Bridge. Go ahead and get your reading book out. All right. So first thing we're going to do is reread Pops Bridge. After you have reread Pops Bridge, because I'm going to have you read it by yourself today. After you have reread Pops Bridge, I'm holding the wrong paper. I want you to work on this bottom part. Okay, so remember talking about common nouns and proper nouns the other day?
Yeah.
And then just this morning we talked about base words and the endings of those words. So you're gonna complete this bottom part. What's the difference between a common noun and a proper noun? Just as a quick review.
A proper noun is
Connor, can you help her out?
A proper noun is something with a name.
Yes, a specific name of a person, a place, or a thing. So like Morrill Elementary. Jenny, Connor, Haley, Noah, Amy, Raylyn, Natalia, Reese, Lucas, Mrs. Lofink, your mom's name or your dad's name or your grandpa's name. The town we live in is Morrill. Some of you live in Henry, some of you might live in Lyman, some might live in Mitchell or Scotts Bluff or Gearing or wherever you live. Specific names are proper nouns. If you're just naming something that doesn't have a specific name, like a desk, a shoe, a chair, the ceiling, the floor, your pencil, those would just be common nouns. Okay, so read Pops Bridge, complete the middle part and the bottom part on that paper that has the Venn diagram on it, and then we'll play the Pops Bridge comprehension game.
Okay.
Questions?
Nope.
All right. You may go ahead and start reading Pops Bridge.